I think my earliest memory that I can remember very clearly is going to Sri Lanka on holiday with my family. We stayed in this little resort for like 2 weeks or something. I just remember very vividly playing in the pool with some little foreign kid. I couldn't speak his language at all, but we played in that pool for hours.
My earliest memory, the one I can describe, was me walking down the forest. It was like, while it was my earliest memory, I can like remember it very clearly because it was like, it was snowing and my stomach was hurting really badly. And that's when I realized my appendix failed.
Earliest memory, probably from primary school. I was on the monkey bars and I went from one, went to go to the other, slipped and fell straight on my back and cracked my head open.
My earliest memory probably would be in Australia. I had a little pink car and I used to drive around in it at my nan's house.
My earliest memory is when I was little and we were in France and I just got out of the swimming pool and there was a dead rat and it was just like on the floor dead, and I remember my dad whispering to me that it was still alive.
I actually didn't go to primary school or high school or anything. I was homeschooled and my mum taught me. So I don't have any memories from actual school, but from when I was doing all my learning at home, some good memories of just sitting learning with my mum when she used to teach me.
From primary school, I don't know, primary school has been so long ago and it was like so vanilla, but there's one thing I remember, and it wasn't even before primary school started, but I was like, we were playing chase, you know, like normal kid stuff, you know, we were chasing each other, but some of the boys tripped me and half of my face was gone. I looked like Two-Face from Batman.
Probably going on a school trip for the first time. We went to, I think it was Abbey Gardens. Yeah, we went to Abbey Gardens for a school trip, went around, had a picnic. It was great, had some ice cream.
A memory from primary school probably would be Minion Day. I think it was like a fundraiser and we dressed up as minions and we would spray each other with water guns and it was really fun.
My earliest memory from primary school is just like playing in the playground, but just like being connected to nature.
Early birthday party with one of my mates when I was very young. They had the little gift bags with the terrible plastic and the sweets and stuff, and that was good.
One of my earliest birthday parties, there's this amazing cartoon called Ben 10, and it is so cool. And it's called Ben 10. So when I turned 10, I wanted a birthday cake with Ben 10 because it's Ben 10 and I'm 10.
Early birthday party. I've never personally had a birthday party, but I have been to one of my friends. It was in Worlington Hall. He had a bouncy castle up. One of my primary school friends. I haven't spoken to him in a while. But yeah, he had a bouncy castle up, had a DJ, there was a dance floor, loads of balloons. It was good fun.
Early birthday party, probably would be my 10th. We went to Build-A-Bear and I got like a Pokemon bear and I really liked it. I don't have it anymore, but in the time it was really good.
I remember I had a birthday party, it was one of my friends' birthday parties, and everyone I knew were going to be in like their normal clothes, but my mum forced me to stay in school uniform, and I was really annoyed.
Well, I currently live with my grandparents now, coming to college, so that's something I do every day, and it's really nice getting to live with my older family members.
One of my old grandpas, he's now like gone, one of the nicest thing he did to me was like, so he was like old, he was carrying a chair around with him everywhere he goes, so he can like sit on the chair, take breaks, walk a little, sit on the chair, take breaks, and he like do that, you know. But every time he comes to our house, he would give me chocolate, and every time he always gives me chocolate, and it was like the nicest thing ever.
My granddad's study. Because whenever we used to sleep round, we'd always set up little portable beds and put them in the study because he had like a little DVD player, like a little Blu-ray DVD player, one of the laptop ones.
An older relation's home probably would be the home we had in Australia. It was really nice. It was a bungalow. It had like a really cool computer room in it and a really nice back garden with tons of plants and stuff. But I don't really remember it that much because they don't have that home anymore. But that was probably like my favourite home growing up.
My grandma, she has a really nice cottage and Most of my memories are just going to her cottage and just like being at one with nature.
Ooh, when I learned to ride a bike, it took me a very long time to learn how to ride a bike. So when I was little, I crashed and I just refused to get on it until I was like 12. My mum used to try and bribe me all the time to get on that bike. But, and then one day I just picked it up and got it. I missed out on hundreds of quid's worth of gifts trying to do that.
When I was riding a bike, we obviously had like those like helping wheels, so I don't know what they're called. Yeah, helping wheels will help you so you don't fall off. But I like without the helping wheels, it was like really hard for me to like ride the bike until like one of like my aunt's boyfriend was like, if you do this, I'll like download Madagascar, the video game, and Madagascar, the video game, is like super cool game. So I like did it, and I fell down like 5 to 50 times, but I finally learned how to ride a bike without the helping wheels.
Learned how to ride a bike. I was about 14 when I learned how to ride a bike. I was quite late in that respect. I did try when I was about 11 or 12, but it didn't work. So when I had my first job when I was 14, I needed to use my bike to get there. So just got on it and somehow learned straight away. It was great.
When I learned how to ride a bike, I think my uncle taught me, but it wasn't going very well. And I think I just kind of took it upon myself to learn how to do it. So I was just like wobbling around for ages until I finally just did it on my own, which was fun.
The first time I remember learning how to ride a bike was when I was really little, and my dad was teaching me, and I was quite nervous and I bashed right into a pole. But then I got back up and I continued, and then I actually learned how to ride a bike quite well. So I haven't ridden a bike in quite a while though.
When I was very little, I was jumping around on some old spring mattresses, and I went knee first into them, cut my knee right open, and it made a little F scar, which is the initial of my brother's name. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
I don't know if it's this side or this. I think it's this side. There's like a little scar. You probably can't even see it, but if you look really closely, maybe you see it. When I was like really little, babies have like this like they can't control their arms when they're little, so their parents are supposed to put just like they're supposed to put like some clothes around their hands so that they don't accidentally scratch them. Well, my mom didn't do that, so I got scratched over here.
Where is it? I have a scar somewhere on my arm here, there, from when I was on the quad bike with my friends, decided I was going to do a wheelie, and the quad bike fell back on top of me, and it like scratched up my arm, and I had a burn somewhere, but I think that's gone now. But yeah, it's not a very good decision, but good fun, good memories.
Story behind a scar I have, probably my elbow. You can't really see it, but I fell off my bike and I like scraped it all across the side of the road. It was kind of painful. Some old man came out of an old man came out of his house and he helped me clean it up, and I thought that was so sweet.
I remember in primary school, I was quite short, and my friend, she carried me up a tree, and I bashed my head on the tree, and I have like a scar on my head from that.
When I was very little, I used to have really curly hair back when I was like 3, and then they cut my hair and all of my curls disappeared and I had really straight hair, and it was horrible. I hated it. I had that for years. Luckily it came back.
So my mother is like who really doesn't like the barbers because they cut my hair really badly, because what she says anyway. So that was one time, she was like telling her like, no, cut his hair this way, and they didn't do that properly. So my mom has to we have to go home, and she has to finish the haircut because the haircut guys didn't do it very well.
The first time I ever had a proper barber haircut was 2 weeks before prom. Before, we had a family hairdresser who used to do it all the time. She didn't cut it very well. That's why I was never really confident with my hair. But before prom, I said, it's my prom, I need to have a barber cut, I need to have a nice proper trim. So he took me there, and that was the first haircut I've liked.
Having my hair cut as a child, I think my mum probably just put a bowl over it and cut it. It wasn't very nice. But I let my neighbour do it one time. She did it really short and I hated it. So I just do my own hair now. I mainly just have fun memories from that. I remember going to a hairdresser that I really liked, and she gave me biscuits and stuff. She was really sweet.
As a child, I visited loads of countries when I was little. We did a lot of travelling because of being homeschooled. Been to France, Spain, Portugal, Sri Lanka. Visited a lot of countries, but Sri Lanka was probably the standout there. That was a really, really good holiday.
to like an ocean, or a sea, just like water, for like next to the beach, but I was supposed to be asleep, but I wasn't, like, and they're like, why are you not asleep? And it's like, how am I supposed to be asleep when you guys are carrying me like around?
I've been to Spain. Spain, I don't remember much of it because I was 2 years old, but I've not been abroad since then. But I also went to Cornwall in 2022. I was about 14, 15, and I can remember all of that, and probably was one of my favourite places, one of the favourite things I've done. Just love the beaches and the waves and stuff. The culture down there is great.
As a child, I went on holiday to Australia probably. That's just where my family was all the time. So that's just where we went. It was so nice there. Like the beaches are so nice and everything. And it's just nice seeing all my family because I don't ever see them. I haven't been there in like 7 years-ish.
We mainly sort of just went to my grandma's house, and that was really fun. And other places too, like abroad, but like we don't do that so much anymore. But I mainly remember just going to my grandma's house.
I was swimming in the ocean, and because I kept my eyes closed because I didn't want the salt water in my eyes, I ended up going really, really far out to shore. No one could hear me, and then they saw me. I was like a little dot in the ocean. They had to come out and rescue me on a little jet ski because I was so far out. And I was only like 8 at the time.
I don't know. I guess like when I was a kid, I was like, well, I can't swim, but my mom wanted me really to know how to swim, so I was there for like 5 days on swimming lessons. I didn't learn anything, but I was just there. I don't know why, but yeah.
The wave machine at Centre Parks. There was like a wave pool at Elvedon Forest in Thetford. I almost drowned, but it was good fun there. The lifeguard had to jump in and pull me out. I somehow got to the deep end and I couldn't swim at that point, so bit of a bad decision, but we're here, we're alive and kicking.
I guess I would go into the water, like, on the beaches. I went to the beach, like, a couple of weeks ago with my friends, and that was really nice. I barely got in the water, though, because I'm allergic to seawater, but, yeah.
I remember my cousin tried to drown me in a swimming pool once. Not from being, like, mean, but he was, like, just playing and, yeah.
Well, where I live currently, we have about 8 acres of forest around me, so I like to go on little walks around there. It's just really peaceful to see like all the muntjacs and the forest and the badgers and stuff.
Me and my aunt, we love taking walks during nighttime because it's like so cozy and chill. Like there's not that many people around. It's like you got like kind of a cozy vibe. You get to look at the sky, the stars, it's really cool.
I don't know, I go on a lot of walks to get my steps in every night. So just going out, having some music on, walking around the village, getting steps in, just great.
I guess I'd probably, like, I don't know, walks around nature maybe, like, I have, like, a forest where I live, I'll go on walks there. I used to build, like, dens and stuff in the trees, which was really fun.
Again, like, up at my grandma's, she lives, like, in the Lake District, so it's all around nature, so it's really nice sort of being around there.
I remember when I was really little, went to this really nice museum and had these beautiful spiral staircases. Really nice engravings and everything.
Oh my god, there is this staircase in my grandparents' house. There's like this staircase that, because they have like 2 floors. There's first floor, there's second floor. But like when you were a kid, staircases are like the most horrifying thing ever because they keep telling you, no, you shouldn't go there. That's the boogeyman. He's gonna kill you. You can't go there. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to go on that staircase.
When I went to London, there's one of the stations with the big loads of like spiral staircases that go all the way down. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's got like 250 steps, but that's the one staircase that comes to mind whenever I think of staircase.
Staircase from my memory. Probably just like my childhood home staircase. I mean, there wasn't really anything like special about it, but it's just a staircase.
I remember this really posh staircase, but I was quite mesmerised by it because it was super swirly and I just thought it was quite cool.
My clothing. I don't know, I like to dress. I don't really know how I like to dress. I like to dress interesting. I like my bandanas, my big coats, my jackets, like my baggy jeans. Feel like a little punk rocker sometimes.
Those are like, well, it's the only interesting part of my clothing, but those shoes, they're like for my old high school, and it's to this day is like the best shoes that I have, the most comfiest.
Probably my shoes, and my gym shoes. Then That's the only interesting piece of clothing I've got on. I bought that with my birthday money, so they're comfortable.
One part of my clothing, probably like my top. I think it's just like a hippie fun top. I quite like it.
I guess my dress, it's like very floral, whimsical.
I think the thing that inspires me most is just good artists, people who have really dedicated their life to creating the best possible pieces of art.
Music, the sounds of the universe, of course.
I don't do anything without listening to music. It's bad. I had music on this morning, had my headphones on the way here. I'm going to have music on when I go gym later on. And I'm going clubbing tonight, so there's all the music in there.
Oh, music. I love music so much. It means a lot to me. Like, music's how I met most of my friends when I go to like gigs and stuff. It's like basically like shaped me as a person. I love music.
I love music a lot. I think it's a really great way of like sort of like expressing yourself as a person, and I just love like putting on my headphones and listening to a really good song in it, sort of just like waving in my ears. I don't know how to explain it, but I just love it.
I feel safe pretty much everywhere, to be fair. Quite a confident guy. I feel like most places are alright, but particularly I feel safe at home with family.
Oh man, do I ever feel safe? I feel safe when I'm with my friends, because they're really cool.
At home, definitely in my room, because I've got everything that I like. It's a room dedicated to everything I enjoy. So there's always something to do.
I think I feel safe with my friends. I love my friends. They make me feel safe and they're just really sweet to be around.
I don't really feel I do feel safe in like certain places, but I feel like I don't ever feel like fully safe, just because like anything could happen at any point. Like anything could happen. But like at places where I feel more safe is like at home, because like when I go home I sort of just like completely relax and just like feel myself.
It's good to look back on old memories and try and like resurface these things and really think about what you can remember and what you're grateful for.
To me, it represents like the innocent, like I guess amateurish kind of art that you used to do as a kid with like the paper and stuff. Where it's like you don't really like you can't really make it look like professional, but you make it look like something, and in that way, it's like special to you.
Just a reflection, I think. Just a reflection on all of the memories, having to go back into my mind and dig them all up. Kind of you rethink them and you reappreciate what you've already done, like what memories you have, and it's just nice to see them all together.
I think it's quite nice to be able to like speak about yourself, because you don't really get to do that often. And I feel like when you're writing it down and looking back at it, it's like you're actually like listening. Like when you talk to people about your own problems, it's like sometimes they're not really listening. But when you get to write it down and read it back to yourself, it's like, it's really nice to just be able to like understand yourself.
I think when I was sort of like drawing my thoughts out, it sort of like really helped me like connect to myself in a way, and sort of like it helped me sort of like write out all of my inner thoughts and sort of like help me go deeper into things.
When I was young, we used to have two little chihuahuas. I've forgotten the name of one of them. One of them was called Gizmo. I used to love those things. And then when I was homeschooled, we had a little cat called RZA. My dad named it after the Wu-Tang Clan.
I used to have a dog. My mom really loved the name that she gave me, so she named the dog. Well, she named the dog the same name as me, and she also named me. So like, but yeah, and that dog was like really nice, but he died from cancer. So
I used to have two turtles called Scooby and Shaggy, two soft-shell turtles. We used to have them in the living room. It was my idea to name them. Scooby and Shaggy. Used to love Scooby-Doo as a kid. But yeah, then they passed away, and then we had a dog for a couple of years, and I don't know, it was like a little Dalmatian. It was pretty cool.
Animals in my life. I have two cats, Bruce, Alex. We got Alex from a farm, and my brother just like begged to have her. And we just took her home that day, and she's really lovely. She's a really lovely cat. Like, whenever you're feeling sad, she'll like come to you and like give you a hug and everything. And Bruce, I don't know, he's just kind of there.
So I have a dog and I love him so much. I don't have like great experiences with animals when I was little. Not because they like bit me or anything, but like we knew quite a lot of animals who like passed away and like people didn't treat them very nicely. So now I have like a dog and I love him very, very much and he's very special to me.
Winter, for sure. I really like the snow, the rain, the cold. My birthday is also pretty close to Christmas, so that's nice, but winter for sure.
My favorite season is winter because it's cold and there's no sun.
I think it's that awkward stage between spring and summer where it's hot but not too hot, whereas in like the scorching heat of summer and then there's kind of the gentle breeze of spring, kind of where we are now kind of thing.
My favourite season's probably like fall. I just love Halloween and like the cold. It's just really nice. I like dressing up and yeah.
My favourite season is definitely autumn and Halloween. I love like sort of like the costumes and everything, but I also love like the nature and everything, like all the orange leaves and yeah, it's really pretty.
I remember eating really expensive lobster with my grandma on the beach when we went to Madrid. That was lovely, some like butter lobster.
You know, this morning for breakfast I had like this cereal. It's kind of a big deal. I don't know. They have a lot of sugar in it. They have like a lot of nuts and stuff and oats. But there's too much sugar. I don't know why there's so much sugar in it. It's kind of a scam.
The first time my mum ever made spaghetti bolognese. It's my favourite meal and it will always be my favourite meal, no matter what. Love it.
A meal that I remember, probably just like, I had a really good KFC like 2 days ago. That was memorable. I quite liked that.
I like to snack on peas. I don't know. I don't really have any meals that I really remember. No, not really.
Let's do Alfie King, shall we? Sitting right over there. Well, I met him first day of college. Been mates ever since. Do the same art course. Sexy lad, big and buff and strong.
You know, I really like my friend Dylan because he actually like would like do stuff that I'm really scared to do, but he would like do them and he like take the fall for me, and like I will remember that. I'll remember that.
Probably my dad. Very hardworking. I do love him very much. He's always been there. You can always go and talk to him about stuff. He's a chef as well, so he cooked really nice food, so that's always there, so it's a bonus.
My mum, I love my mum. She's really sweet. She's like my best friend ever. But I don't know, she's just a really lovely person. She's funny. I love hanging out with my mum.
There's this old lady across my street and she's very old and I make her bed for her, but she always tells me like really interesting stories about like her life and stuff, and she's really interesting. I mean, she's very old, but she's very interesting, and it's just like, I think she's sort of like, I think she shows to me that like you don't have to have friends who are like your age. Like she's very old and yet I still sort of see her as a friend because she gives me interesting stories and yeah.
My family's not particularly religious, but I think the Day of the Dead in Mexico is something that we've kind of not really celebrated, but like paid attention to, because I think it's really important to kind of remember the dead and pay respects to those kind of things.
I don't really know a lot of like religious like festivals. My parents really do, but we do like this like weird thing. It's like, I don't know how to say it. It's called a grandma marathon, where there's like white yarn and red yarn, and you have to like mix the white yarn and red yarn together, and then you have to like put it on somebody else's hands. I don't really know what that has to do with anything, but it's something we do.
My family aren't necessarily religious, but we do celebrate Christmas and like Easter and stuff. So it'd probably be Christmas, just everyone in the family gets around sharing gifts. It's just a nice time, and you get all nice music and the lights and stuff.
I guess Christmas is kind of like, that's when we mostly get together. It used to be a lot bigger when I was younger, but now we just keep it like really small. But I like Christmas. It's just like, I feel like the like magic kind of goes once you reach a certain age, but I still enjoy it.
I guess like Christmas, I guess it like Christmas brings us together as a family, and we all get like, I don't know, we just spend time together and it's nice.
you know, I think my friends are very inspiring people. They're really chill. They always help me out.
Definitely like famous bodybuilders. I know it's kind of cringy to say it, but the discipline and the work ethic they put in to have, you know, the big muscles. It's very inspiring, especially to someone that also wants to do something like that in the future.
One thing that inspires me, probably just more art. Like I get inspired from looking at other people's art. Maybe like music as well, that inspires me a lot. Like it's just, yeah, just anything creative inspires me really.
I think the world itself inspires me, and how we're all sort of just like souls and bodies, and how we're all like kind of like connected but also unconnected.
A dream. I don't remember any of my dreams. Terrible. Is it like a sleep dream or just a dream in general?
What does dream mean to you? What?
I mean, when you say dream, I always think of like sleeping. Like what would I? But I don't really remember any of my dreams. So. Is that all of them?
A dream. I had this dream where I was in my bedroom, and then out of nowhere, this guy, my art teacher, Derek Johnson, would come out of the door and would like start talking to me. Like he was like, "Yo, Alex, I brought you a Lego. I brought you." I think he had like a Lego Stitch from We Were in Stitch. It was crazy. And then he started doing impressions of Megatron and Starscream from Transformers, like Megatron, and that's it.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh my God. Thank you.
I was in my old secondary school and I was just kind of walking around. It was weird because I've not been there in a while and I can remember it so vividly. My brain made the image so clear. Just walking around there, going into my old classrooms and stuff. But it wasn't so much of a static dream. It was, you could like control where you were going. It's like, is it a lucid dream? Where you can control what you do, what happens and stuff. But it was just really nice to go back because I do miss it sometimes. Obviously, I like college a lot more, but it's just that time of growing up, kind of going back, having a look, seeing what you didn't appreciate back then and how much you appreciate it now. All good?
Dream that I've had. I always dream of like the same places, but I've like never been to those places before. Like I'll have dreams like in a church, or there's like this one mansion I always dream about, and there's like tons of like dolls in the attic, but they're like alive. It's really creepy. But I'll like dream every like 3 years of that same place, so I feel like it must mean something. I don't know. Are we happy? Yeah?
Yeah, all good.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a dream like not a few weeks ago, like a few months ago. I get a lot of weird dreams, and there was this clown and he was knocking on my door, and I opened the door and then he tried to kill me, and then I hid behind a door.